Hello student, this is Palladevari, your host, and you are watching Macroeconomic Class 12th. This is Chapter 5, Foreign Exchange Rate, Volume 3. Now let us see the exchange rate management in India. Over the last 6 decades since independence, the exchange rate system in India has transited from fixed exchange rate regime where the Indian rupee was pegged to the UK pound to a basket of currencies during 1970-80s and eventually to the present form, that is a market determined exchange rate regime. So let us see, from 1947 till 1971 per value system is being followed in our country. Initially, during the period 47 till 71, the external value of the rupee was fixed in terms of gold, that is 4.5 gram of gold. It means 1 rupee is equal to 4.5 gram of gold. The period, however, saw a devaluation of the rupee during 49. After 1949, the per value of the rupee against gold remained more or less stable. So, per value system we followed from 47 till 71. After independence, India followed per value system whereby the rupees external value were fixed with gold and UK pound sterling. So from 1947 till 71, the value was fixed with gold and UK pound sterling. From 71 till 92, pegged regime is being followed. So after 71, because of India's historic link with Britain, the rupee was linked with pound sterling. This system was followed till 1975. From 1975, India started following the system of basket peg, where instead of a single currency, rupee was pegged against a basket of currencies. It means the value of the rupee is being fixed with other currencies. Okay, instead of a single currency, that is pound sterling. This system was adopted to ensure stability and to overcome the weakness associated with a single currency peg. It means just we have seen that if the value of the US dollar fall down, then definitely our country economy will be badly hit if our currency is pegged with US dollar only. So just to overcome this problem, so India decided that they will peg their currency to basket of currencies. The exchange rate was officially determined by the RBI with the nominal band of plus or minus 5% of the weighted basket of currencies. Let us see in detail. During the last 80s and the early 90s, India witnessed severe crisis in the form of significant rise in the oil price. In the year 80s and early 90s, there was a hike in the oil prices, crude oil prices. Due to such international development, India faced a severe current account deficit. And we know that the only solution to the current account deficit is capital account, increasing the capital account transactions, or through the capital account we remove the problems of the current account deficit. The current account deficit rose to 3% during this period. The financing of the current account deficit was also difficult. Why it was difficult? We know that the problem can be solved with the capital account, but there was a difficulty. Why? Because of the drying up of the commercial bank and the short-term credit. Thus, the only way to finance the deficit was through the drain of foreign currency. India's foreign currency reserve fell from 3.1 billion to 9975 million in the July 1991. It means our economy was about to crash. Due to the drastic fall in the reserve, various measures were taken to restore the foreign exchange reserve in India, because we know that if there is a fall in the reserve, the Indian currency becomes weak and weaker. So the efforts will be made to restore the exchange reserve in India, such as borrow the foreign currency by putting gold in mortgage, cutting down essential imports, and so on. Finally, the government decided that they will end up the pegged exchange rate system and they will adopt the flexible exchange rate system. Let us see the period since 1991. The transition to market-based exchange rate was in response to the BOP crisis 1991. It means that because of the balance of payment crisis, India decided to go for the flexible exchange rate system. As a first step toward transaction, India introduced partial convertibility of rupee in 1992-93. It means that is the first step in the flexible exchange rate system. So India opted the partial convertibility of rupee, not the fully convertibility of the rupee, and this is called LERMS. It means liberal exchange rate management system. So initially India opted the liberal exchange rate system. What it means? It means under the liberal exchange rate management system, partial convertibility of the rupee is there. Under this system, India followed a dual exchange rate policy. India followed dual exchange rate policy. For 40% of the exchange rate was converted at the official exchange rate, and the 60% was converted at the market rate. It means that the 40% the government can hold, and the 60% of the exchange rate will be, the exchange 60% of the exchange rate will be determined by the market forces and 40% by the government intervention. It means government can intervene by 40% and the market forces effect is 60%. All the other imports should be financed at the market based exchange rate. Later on, when the things becomes normalized, that is 1993 onwards, the liberal exchange rate management system was converted to market based exchange rate regime. It is a full-fledged market exchange rate system. As a result, since 1993, the exchange rate fluctuations are market determined. In 1994 budget, 60-40 ratio was removed. It means government intervention 40 and the market intervention 60 was totally removed. Now the full convertibility of the rupee is possible. Now let us see what is foreign exchange market. The foreign exchange market, it is also called forex, FX or the currency market. It is the over-the-counter global marketplace. It is the over-the-counter global marketplace that determines the exchange rate for currencies around the world. Participants are able to buy, sell, exchange and speculate currencies. Foreign exchange market are made up of banks, foreign exchange dealers, commercial companies, central banks, investment management firms, hedge funds, retail forex dealers and so on. Now let us see the functions of foreign exchange market. First one is transfer function. It implies transfer of purchasing power in terms of foreign exchange across different countries of the world. It means because of this function, the purchasing power will be transferred to the person who want to import the goods. Second one is credit function. It means it implies providing credit in terms of foreign exchange, providing loan. If the credit facility is being given, definitely the purchase, buying and selling is possible. Import and export is possible. One is provide the foreign currency so that the purchasing power is possible or the thing is possible. Second is provide credit facility. Third one is hedging function. It implies protecting against the risk relating to variations in the foreign exchange rate. Listen, what is hedging function? We know that there is a fluctuation in the exchange rate. So according to this function, what happens? Suppose I have purchased the goods from America, and at the date when I purchase the goods, the price of the dollar is 45. At the time of the payment, the same rate will be applicable. I will make the payment with the same 45 rupees rate. That is called hedging function. It means protect the foreign exchange rate from the fluctuations. Let us see the types of foreign exchange market. Broadly, the foreign exchange market can be categorized into two, that is a spot market and the forward market. A spot market. A spot market is the immediate delivery market. What is spot market? Immediate delivery market, representing that segment of the foreign exchange market where the transaction, that is sale and purchase of the currency, are settled within 2 days of the deal. When the sale and purchase of the currency is settled within 2 days of the deal, it is called spot market. Now let us see the forward market. The forward exchange market refers to the transaction, that is sale and purchase of foreign exchange at some specific date in the future, usually after 90 days of the deal. When the sale and purchase will be settled after 90 days of the deal, it is called forward market. The forward market constitutes the forward transactions in the foreign exchange. The exchange rate at which the buyers and the sellers settle the transactions in the forward market is called forward exchange rate, and the rate at which the transactions are settled in the spot market is called spot exchange rate. That's all I have in this video. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Dear subscribers, if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that whenever I upload the new video, you get the notification.